Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. Some pretty sad news to start today's video with, I'm afraid. Some of you might already have seen that our friend Steve from the Green Side Up channel has unfortunately passed away this morning. Steve had a pretty short battle with cancer, to be honest. He was fighting, he was really fighting against it, but unfortunately he had the doctors had said he had three really big, horrible tumours, and it just beat him at the end. So Steve is going to be a huge loss to us all. You know, you'll have seen him if any of you watch the Potty Mouth Gardening Club. You know, with myself, Tony, Jesse, JB, Soph, Audrey, Hannah, we're all going to miss him terribly. Steve knew so much about gardening. He had so much knowledge. And he was selfless. He was absolutely selfless with that knowledge. He was so happy and kind and caring, and he would help you with anything. All of these little plants you can see in here, somewhere along the line, Steve has helped me out with growing them. Even the greenhouse that I'm standing in here at the moment, I had so many questions for Steve before I bought it about different types and makes and sizes and types of glass and all sorts of stuff like that, and he just knew it. He never had to go and look anything up or research it. He just knew it off the top of his head, and he was absolutely wonderful. So I think, you know, it's really difficult, I guess, at the moment for people to say how they're feeling about this sort of thing. And there's no right way of saying it, there's no wrong way of saying it. It's just, well, you know, and last week, you know, Steve had been, he's quite a private person. He hadn't put anything out there on YouTube or that to say about how he was really doing, what he's really fighting against. He didn't want people knowing. But within the sort of the Potty Mouth Gardening Club, he'd been keeping us up to date and letting us know. And it's, you know, I think it's funny. Oh, it's just, you know, he's just known off YouTube and things. But no, the chat that goes on between us all about everything. It's not even gardening's just the tip of the iceberg there. We chat about all sorts of stuff, and all the time there's something going on all the time. And Steve was always at the core of it. He was always at the centre of it, and he'd lived a life, and he had, so to say, so much experience and knowledge to share and tell us about things. And unfortunately, that's now gone. Now I did put a video together last week, and I pulled it down pretty quickly because I didn't want any inference. So Steve had sent us a video from the hospital to let us know how he was doing, and it really upset me. It was quite sad to see Steve like that, for somebody who was so full of life and a strong character, to see him declining as he's done over the past month is really difficult. And I pulled the video, but you know what Steve would be saying is, get your videos posted, get your plants out there, get stuff growing, you know, get on with it and just do it. So I'm going to tag that video on to the end of this one as well, so you can see it, and you know, please think about Steve and Anne and Steve's family and friends when you're watching that video. And remember, when you've got your plants and things, always plant them green side up. Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. We are here in the polytunnel today, and I hadn't planned on doing a video today. I'm just up here pottering about getting some stuff done. I'm not going to be up here over the weekend because I've got lots of stuff on, but you know, oh Christ, I can't even say it. Hello folks, I hope you're all doing well. We are up here at the plot today in the polytunnel. I hadn't planned on doing a video, you know, wear my scruffy shorts and whatnot, and I'd only come up here to potter around and do some stuff, get some watering done. I've got loads on this weekend, so I'm not going to get up here. I've already got a video ready and done that's going to come out on Sunday there about some stuff that's been going on. But you know when you're just dealing with something that's really sad, and apologies for any and apologies for any funny cuts that might appear in this video. You know, this is probably the 5th or 6th time I've tried to film this without getting apologies for any funny cuts that you might see in this video. This is about the 5th or 6th time I've tried to film this without getting a bit upset. But you know, sometimes in life we're just dealing with sad things, and it's not me. I'm absolutely fine, but sometimes some things are just really, really sad, and there's not much more I can say about that. So I thought I came here, and I'm here at the allotment. What a wonderful place to be. Apart from the horrible machine over there that's making loads of noise, you come here and you see new life growing, especially this time of year. All the plants and the veggies and stuff are springing into life. And again, I didn't even have that much to do here. I'm just here pottering around with my own thoughts, getting some jobs done, some bits and pieces done. Even just in here, I mean, it's not even making me sad that I'm battling these thistles that appear to be growing everywhere on the side of the polytunnel, wherever they've cropped up from this year. And I need to tidy all this cardboard up, and I've got some sweet peas to put out, and then I've got all the watering to do, and it's just, I suppose I should probably get on with them. And I guess that's one of the things I find difficult about this sort of thing, is that I'm a bit of a solutionizer, a bit of a solution finder, a bit of a fixer, a bit of a wanting to make everything all right, and some things you just can't do that with. Apart from this bed here where the thistles have duly been removed and the cardboard has been tidied up, there are some things you can control in life, but there are others that you can't, and you've just got to get on with it. Now I am cheating a little bit with this bit because I bought these from the garden centre. I managed to destroy all of my sweet peas. I didn't do I did do a great job at germinating them and getting them on the go, but then I grew them in the little quarter-sized tubs, and I left the lids on too long and they rotted off. I left them, I can't remember when it was, over the weekend or something, when I was away. Now this bed here, this tiny little bed, is the soil in here is really quite soft and good. I mean, it looks a bit messy because there's weeds around and about here at the moment, but with a bit of a jiggle and a wiggle with the old hori knife there, we'll quickly get a shot of them. And there's some bigger ones on the other side here, because I don't really want anything competing with the sweet peas. And though I've got the bloodfish and bone here because they're going to get a bit hungry, the sweet peas as well. I think in this hole here, this is actually really nice compost that's in here as well. Must be from last year. So I'm actually just I'm gonna scrape all that back. We'll get the bloodfish and bone, so everything needs a good feed. I'll put quite a bit in there. Like I say, these sweet peas are going to get awfully hungry, and I'm going to mix that in with the nice compost down the bottom. Then take that stone out. I'm going to push that compost back in there. There we go, and we'll tidy this all up properly later on at the end. Now the sweet peas, this is how they come from the garden centre. They're multi-sown in one of these tubs, and look at the roots on the bottom of that there. They're desperate to get out. Like I say, I'm not going to be up here for the rest of the weekend, so I wanted to get these sweet peas out at least. So I'm going to separate them out and to try and get individual plants there, just so that they're planted nicely and not in big clumps in the ground. But we can't always achieve that, and we'll get them planted in, and there's no secret to getting them planted in. And we've got this sort of trellisy kind of thing that we put in last year, that these are hopefully gonna grow up. And I've got another couple of pots there actually over there, and we'll get these put in, and I'm going to do the other side as well. But the other side is just basically going to mirror what's been done on this side, so nothing much exciting to see on the other side. So I'll do that off the camera. And the slugs and the snails and things, they all love a good sweet pea, don't they? They all love a munch and a nibble. So I don't use a lot of slug pellets, and obviously the bad ones that sort of cause issues with other wildlife further up the food chain, hedgehogs and things like that, are obviously banned now. So you can get the non-toxic ones that I've not tried yet. So I might give them a bit of a try. I've not done enough research into them to know how good or bad they are for not just killing the slugs, but for the environment and wildlife and everything else that we have around and about us here. But that's them planted in. That's as simple as that. I'll probably put some of the Vitax Q4 feed that I've got on the top here as well. That'll be slow release when it rains. Those little pellets that they are, I'll just break down and seep in there. And hopefully, when I come back up here next week, these won't have all been munched by slugs and snails. So that's both sides of the archway done. This one's looking a little bit better than this side, because on this side I grew them. I did a bit of an experiment last year. I had them in this trough that's all full of weeds and messy, and I did these ones in the ground. The ones in the ground grew so much better than the ones in the trough, and I've got to be honest, I've not done a particularly great job of putting them in, but I'll come back on Monday and I'll get them all fixed up. And much like the start of this video, this is about the third time I've filmed this ending so far, but you know, it's not always straightforward. Sometimes life is just a bit crap, you know. But I've been up here, you know, allotments. I didn't know loads about allotments before I took one on. This was way back in, was it 2020 when I took it on? And what wonderful places, and they are full of the most wonderful people, especially around here. I've got John and Evie over there, retired policeman and florist. I've got Dieter and Clark behind us. I've got John, another John over at the side of us, and I've got Charlie, the retired fireman over there. And they're all such wonderful, nice, friendly, happy, caring people. And it's full of people like that round here. So I thought I'll just come here. It'll just make me feel a bit better. And it's not all about me, this thing. And it's, you know, I've made a right mess of those sweet peas over there. I've not even done a good job, but I wanted to get them in the ground and get them going, and they'll grow over the weekend. Like I said, I'll come back on Monday after the weekend, less melancholic, because you know, normally you get happy, cheery, positive Mark's allotment plot on here, but sometimes they're not always like that. You know, sometimes boys get sad too. Us men just sort of, you know, we stick it out and look at us, it's great. There's a wasp coming in there, and you know, like I say, everything's great round here. It's a bit of a pick-me-up, apart from that wasp over there, and the cabbage white butterfly that I saw flying about before, and the slugs. They can do one. The slugs can bolt as well, so they can get away. Anyway, I think that's about it for this one. I don't even know how I'll post this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. If you're watching it, obviously I have, but we'll see. But that's me done for today. I'm going to head off and get things sorted now. But thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, folks.